Let's look at transformation in CSS, which will lead to animation. Here are two boxes, and they have the same styles applied to it, box A and box B, just your average normal div tags. On box B, I'm going to apply a transform translate, which is move 100 pixels by 100 pixels. When I refresh the page, this box moves 100 pixels over. Instead of this, let me apply a transform of rotation of 10 degrees to this box. And now this is a box normally, and this box has a transformation of rotate by 10 degrees. I want it to both move and rotate. Apply the transform, followed by translate, and then add the rotate of, let's make it 15 degrees, saving. And there's the transformation plus the rotate of 15 degrees. I could continue. I could apply things like scale, 2 by 2. Which is 200% by 200%. Scale could be ununiformed, X and Y axis. And scale can go down, such as 0.5 by 2, half as big as it originally was. Let me remove all the other transformations and just leave scale up there for a moment. Now I'll just set scale to 1 by 1, which is its original state. You might need the scale 1 by 1 when doing animation. I'm going to apply one more interesting one, which is skew. I'm going to set skew to 10 degrees by 30 degrees. And you get this distortion. To do animation, it's the act of doing a transformation across time. First, let me apply this not to a separate element of box B. Let me just get rid of box B. What if I want to apply this to the hover state of this box? Right now, I just have this gray box. Let me create the hover state for this box. I'm adding a transform rotate. Upon hovering over this box, rotate it 15 degrees, and I can also change the background color. Background color, pink, and rotate this 15 degrees. Instead of rotate, I could do a scale. And that scale could be making it bigger by 2 by 2. And you could probably think of some creative uses for this. When you're doing a thumbnail gallery on rollover, see the thumbnail bigger on rollout, it returns to the same size. What if I have a few of these thumbnails going on? You could just repeat them, copy, and I'll paste and paste. There's 3 of them, B and C, B and C. And each one knows how to scale upward. Let me make everything an inline block. And I'll do that on the main class selector. Display inline block. So this way they'll be next to one another. And this would be a great use for a thumbnail gallery. And then click. It will go somewhere. Maybe this is previewing some fashion or some product. And then you click to get more information about it, whether it'll be an overlay or onto a new page. As fun as this is, it's not animating upward. Maybe sometimes you don't need animation, you just need a quick reaction. Roll over something and see it big. Or on a phone, it would be on click, see it big. Let's take a look at making a more complex animation. This is going to be using @keyframes, and @keyframes, you declare a value, much like a name to call this animation, going from a background color, red, to a new background color, yellow. I want to apply this to my box. And on hover, change each color of the background of the box, going from red to yellow. And how long is it going to take? 4 seconds. Using a box hover selector, I could declare an animation. Now, fill mode, this deals with what to do at the end of the animation. If I want that yellow box to stay up there, I'll set animation fill mode to forwards. If I, in the end, don't want that yellow box to be there, I want it to snap back to the original color of the background, which is gray, then I would leave that blank. I do want to keep that final animation forward. Animation name. On hover, when you hover over a box, which animation to use, and you could find many different animations down here. I want to use the one called change. And then how long should this animation take? 4 seconds to go from to 2. Let me save this and show you the results. On hovering, that changes to yellow and staying yellow because the fill mode is forwards. On leaving, back to normal. Same here and same here. This keyframes, and maybe I wanted to apply a different one. What if I wanted to do one all about scale? You know how to do scale. Use transform scale. Starts out at full scale, so it's 1 by 1. And then it goes to 150%. Now, instead of calling this change, I could call it change scale. As long as I copy this, use this name within the hover state, paste. Now on rollover, instead of doing this change one, since that's not appearing here, it's going to do change scale, which is this little snippet of animation of keyframes across 4 seconds. Maybe I want it to happen quicker, 2 seconds. And because fill mode is forwards, it's going to stay that way. Refresh. There's my box scaling up and snapping back. Scaling up, snapping back, scaling up, snapping back. Without forwards, let me delete that. This is what would happen. It would scale up and then just snap back automatically, which could be an interesting effect as well. Not if it takes 2 seconds to happen, but if that took only half a second to happen, 0.5 seconds. Then this would be your result of your image gallery. Maybe that's something you want. Something that snaps into place, lets you know where you are on this page, and lets you then focus in on reading. Leave it as forwards, and let me decrease the scale time. This is how you do a thumbnail that animates as it scales up or does other things. Besides scaling up, you could do a rotation. Let me just add a little rotation to this. It's rotate, starts out at 0 degrees, as it also starts out as a scale of 1. And as it scales up across a half a second, it also rotates just a little bit, maybe by 10 degrees. Probably won't like this as an interface, but you can do it. Another fun property to use is the type of easing applied. Let me add easing right here and an ease in. I'm going to increase the number of seconds to just 1 second. Let's take a look at this. This is currently what's happening. And when I hit refresh, see how it slowly starts up and then snaps into place? The in is easing and then increasing in speed. Ease out will have a linear effect at the beginning and then slow down as it gets into position. This is a good effect. It's not very jarring. Even at half a second, you'll notice this. Slows into place. Let me go back to 1 second. And then there's ease in, ease out, where it starts off slow, picks up speed, and then slows down again as it finishes the animation. Nice smooth transition. Starting slow, ending slow. The default is linear, and we've already seen that. Evenly paced from the beginning to the end. Nothing's exciting about that one. Just a very mechanical looking animation. So when possible, usually ease out is good when you're increasing something. So ease out. And at half a second, not that there's a lot of room for it, but an ease in, ease out also would be nice too. Less jarring visually. But there's so little room to animate in half a second. This is more noticeable across 1 or 2 seconds. So given only a half a second, you might as well put all that visual energy into an ease out, because where the eye lands is very important. That last impression. Nice and soft.